Gas State Part 1, presented by G. Satyanarayana Gaud, Assistant Professor, Department of Chemistry, Dr. B.R.R. Government College, Tircharla. Today we discuss about the derivation of ideal gas equation, real gases, deviation of real gases from ideal behavior, derivation of van der Waals equation of state for real gases. Okay, let me see about the ideal gas. What is the meaning of ideal gas? The gas which obey all gas laws is called ideal gas. The gas which obeys all gas laws means Boyle's law, Charles' law, Avogadro's law. If these laws are obeyed by any gas, that gas is said to be ideal gas. According to Boyle's law, V is inversely proportional to P at constant temperature. At constant temperature, the volume of the gas is inversely proportional to its pressure for a given mass of gas. Next, we see the Charles' law. What is Charles' law? Charles' law is defined as the volume of a given mass of gas is directly proportional to absolute temperature at constant pressure. Is it? At constant pressure, the volume of the gas is directly proportional to absolute temperature for a given mass of gas. This is stated. Similarly, Avogadro's law, at constant temperature and pressure, the volume of gas is directly proportional to number of moles. Is it? So Avogadro's law can be also stated as if equal volumes of two or more gases present under same conditions of temperature and pressure will have same number of molecules or same number of moles. Okay, so here V is directly proportional to N. From these three laws, we can derive the ideal gas equation. We write representation for ideal gas equation because V is inversely proportional to P, V is directly proportional to T, V is directly proportional to N. Is it? So from this we write it is PV is directly proportional to NT, or PV is equal to, we write, nRT. This is called ideal gas equation. All of you know, you have discussed this in lower classes. P is the pressure, V volume, N is the number of moles of the gas, R is universal gas constant, T is absolute temperature. Right. So the gas which obey all gas laws, or the gas which obey ideal gas equation, PV is equal to nRT, then we call it as an ideal gas. Next, the behavior of any gas can be observed or examined by the factor called compressibility factor. What is the meaning of compressibility factor? Compressibility factor is defined as the ratio between molar volume of a given gas, and the molar volume of ideal gas under identical conditions of temperature and pressure. It means a gas X and another gas, ideal gas. Is it? We are comparing these two gases, the gas X and an ideal gas. These two gases are present under same conditions of temperature and pressure. 1 mole of X gas and 1 mole of ideal gas. Is it? So if we calculate the ratio of volume of X gas to that of the volume of the ideal gas, means it's a fraction, is it? That is V of X gas and V of ideal gas. If you calculate the ratio of these, that is called compressibility factor. So it is defined as the ratio between the molar volume of a real gas and molar volume of an ideal gas under identical conditions. So Z is equal to V real by V ideal. Is it? Another formula is also there, is it? We can write it. We know that the ideal gas equation is, what is that? We say it is for 1 mole of gas, PV is equal to RT. PV is equal to RT, is it? So if we calculate RT by PV, that is called as Z. RT by PV is also called as Z. That is compressibility factor. Means Z is equal to we say it is RT divided by PV. RT divided by PV. This is also called because Z is equal to RT by PV, we can write this. Next, so if a gas behaves ideal, then what happens? Suppose the X gas, what we said, X gas. We are comparing this X gas with the real gas. If this X gas is an ideal gas, then what happens here? If X is the ideal gas, then what happens? Its volume of X will be exactly equal to volume of ideal gas. So Vx divided by V ideal or V real by V ideal. X, suppose we are saying it is real gas. So V real by V ideal. If these two are same, so Z becomes equal to 1. Means for ideal gas, is it? V real becomes equal to V ideal and Z is equal to 1. Under these conditions, what we said, there are no forces of attraction or there are no intermolecular attraction forces between the gas molecules. If Z is equal to 1, the intermolecular attraction forces are very less, or it will be approximately 0. But in case of the real gases, they will have the either attraction forces or the repulsive forces, so that Z may be greater than 1 or Z may be less than 1. So what are the compressibility factor values for different gases? For ideal gas, Z is equal to 1. There are no attraction or repulsive forces. But in case of real gas, either Z is greater than 1 or Z is less than 1. If we say Z is greater than 1, we say it is positive deviation. It is positive deviation. If Z is less than 1, we say it is the negative deviation. So when we get Z is greater than 1, did you think it? The Z is greater than 1. When we get this Z is greater than 1, if V real is greater than V ideal, numerator should be more than the denominator. If V real is greater than V ideal, then we say Z is greater than 1. Means these two gases are present under same conditions of temperature and pressure, but V real is greater than V ideal. When we say, what will be the reason for V real is greater than V ideal? Means in this real gas, intermolecular repulsive forces are present. The molecules are very far from each other, so the volume will be more than the expected volume of that ideal gas, from that ideal gas. So if V real is greater than V ideal, the volume of the real gas is greater. It is due to repulsive forces. Then only we get Z is greater than 1. So compressibility factor Z is greater than 1 means V real is greater than V ideal. Then what type of forces will be there between the molecules? Repulsive forces. It indicates the repulsive forces. Now you think about the situation of Z is less than 1. When Z is less than 1, we observe if V real is less than V ideal, if V real is less than V ideal, then what happens? Z will be less than 1. If a real gas and ideal gas are present under same conditions of temperature and pressure, but the volume of the real gas is less than the volume of ideal gas, can you say what is the reason? The reason is attraction forces. Means in real gas, intermolecular attraction forces are present, so that the volume of the real gas is less due to that attraction forces. It is somewhat what happened, compressed. So the volume of real gas will be less than the volume of the ideal gas. So here you see V real is greater than less than V ideal means, is it? V real is less than V ideal means, then what will be the position? Z is less than 1. So Z is less than 1 is observed when attraction forces are present between the gas molecules. So the Z values, have you learned about the Z values? What is Z? Z is a compressibility factor. How can you define the Z? It is a ratio between the volume of a real gas and volume of the ideal gas. Measured for, that is number of moles must be identical, and these gases must be present under same conditions of temperature and pressure. In case of ideal gas, Z is equal to 1, there are no attraction or repulsive forces. But in case of real gas, Z is greater than 1 or Z is less than 1. If Z is greater than 1, that indicates positive deviation, and also it is due to repulsive forces between the molecules. If Z is less than 1, that is due to attraction forces, and we say it is the negative deviation. So with help of this Z, we can predict or we can determine the behavior of the gas, whether it is a real gas or it is or an ideal gas, like that. Let us see the graphs of Z versus P. We said Z is equal to, what we said, Z is equal to PV by RT by PV. Z is equal to RT by PV. So we are drawing the graph between Z versus P. In case of ideal gas, it gives a straight line. It is parallel to x-axis, that is parallel to pressure axis. Here you can see this indicates Z is equal to 1. Here the value is 1.0. Z is equal to 1. So this is showing a real gas. This is drawn for the real gas for Z is equal to 1. In case of any gas, if we get this type of graph, when we draw it between Z versus P, we say that gas is the ideal gas, an ideal gas. So some gases show positive deviation, some gases show negative deviation. So positive deviation means Z is greater than 1. We get this type of graph you are observing there is it, Z is greater than 1. Here you can see, and also Z is less than 1. Means some gases will show the positive deviation and some gases will show the negative deviation. So let's say it is Z is equal to 1 means there are no forces of attraction or repulsions. Z is greater than 1 means only the repulsive forces are dominating. Z is less than 1 means attraction forces are dominating between the molecules. Okay, like this can explain these graphs. Next you see the deviation of real gases from the ideal behavior. How the real gases are deviating from gas laws, that we are discussing here. First of all, let me discuss about the deviation from Boyle's law, and we are studying the effect of pressure on Z value. Okay, next see this graph Z versus P, is it? So this straight line indicates what Z is equal to 1, it is the ideal gas. But in case of hydrogen and helium, we get the straight lines which are showing positive deviation. Means hydrogen and helium are showing the positive deviation as pressure increases. When the pressure increases, what happens? They are showing the positive deviation. Hydrogen and helium will show the positive deviation. Okay. Next, in case of CH4 and NH3, let you see. In case of CH4 and NH3, with very low pressure, they are coinciding with what Z is equal to 1 straight line. Means at very low pressure, they are behaving as ideal. As the pressure increases, they show the negative deviation. You see the negative deviation, because when you increase the pressure, the intermolecular distance will decreases. When the intermolecular distance decreases, now the attraction forces will start. Means when the intermolecular distance decrease on increasing the pressure, what happens? The magnitude of attraction forces, intermolecular attraction forces increases. Is it? Means attraction forces are operating. That's why Z value will gradually decreases. Means it will show the negative deviation. Further, if you apply the pressure, again what is happening, you see? Again Z is increasing. Further, if you apply the pressure, what happened? Again the Z is increasing. Why it is? On increasing the pressure further, is in the beginning what happened? At a very low pressure, it is behaving as ideal. Then you are increasing the pressure gradually. When you are increasing the pressure gradually, intermolecular distance is decreasing. Because of this, attraction forces will operate between the molecules. Under high pressure, means further if you increase the pressure, the intermolecular distance further decreases. Instead of attraction forces, Now the repulsive forces will start between these electron clouds of the molecules. Means what happens? Instead of attraction forces, now repulsive forces will dominate. Because of this, we see the positive deviation under high pressure. But in case of hydrogen and helium, under all pressures, they will show positive deviation, but at extremely low pressure, they are also behaving as ideal. Those two sets of gases we are explaining here. One is hydrogen, helium, and second is methane and ammonia. In case of methane and ammonia, they are showing three types of behavior. At very low pressure, Z is equal to 1. At moderate pressure, Z is less than 1. Under very high pressure, again Z is greater than 1. Is it? Means these laws or these gases are not following the Boyle's law. Which gases? Hydrogen, helium, CH4 and NH3 not following the Boyle's law under high pressure. Means at very low pressure, all these gases exhibit approximately, here you see, exhibit approximately ideal behavior. So when a real gas behaves ideal, under what type of pressure? At extremely low pressure, these real gases will tends to behave as ideal. Next you see here the effect of temperature, how the temperature is affecting here. Again, this is drawn for the, in this graph, we are drawing the graph between what? PV by RT. So Z is equal to PV by RT. Previous slides we said that RT by P naught, PV by RT, please, PV by RT. Z is equal to PV by RT, have to correct it, is it? So PV by RT versus, means again it is, we are drawing Z versus P. So in the case of ideal gas, you are observing here, it is a straight line, here 1.0. Now, these graphs are drawn for the same gas at different temperatures. Means all these graphs, all these curves, we say they are the isotherms. These isotherms, what is the meaning of isotherm? The graph drawn at constant temperature. Means at different temperatures we are drawing the graphs. These isotherms will explain the Boyle's law. Okay, now Z versus P graph, let you observe. For a given gas, this data is collected only for one gas, a single gas we are observing this. At 200 Kelvin means somewhat low in this graph, low temperature we say. We see the negative deviation. As the pressure increases, again it shows the positive deviation, right? Next, now we are increasing the temperature. Instead of 200 Kelvin, now it is 500 Kelvin. What happened again? At low pressure, it behaves ideal. Now, as the pressure increases, it shows the negative deviation. Again, under high pressure, it shows the positive deviation. Right. Next, at extreme high temperature, that is 1000 Kelvin, you see it is exhibiting the ideal behavior at low pressure. As the pressure increases, gradually, it also showing the positive deviation. Means in the moderate pressure range, as the temperature increases, this is a 200 Kelvin, this is 500 Kelvin, whereas this is drawn for 1000 Kelvin. Means under moderate pressures, for a given gas, as the temperature increase, is it correct or not? As the temperature, we are increasing from 200 to 500 to 1000, like this, 1000 Kelvin. As the temperature increase, what is happening? The dip of the curve is gradually decreasing. The dip of the curve is gradually decreasing. And finally, it is at 1000 Kelvin, we say, approximately the gas is behaving as ideal. Is it? Means with help of this graph, what we learn? At high temperature, the gases will show the ideal behavior. At high temperature, the gases will show the ideal behavior. In previous slide, what we learned? At extremely low pressure, the gases will behave ideal. The real gases behaves ideal at extremely low pressure. From this, under high temperature condition, real gas will behave ideal. Means when a real gas behaves ideal, that's the question now. When a real gas behaves ideal. The real gas behaves ideal under low pressure and high temperature. Under low pressure and high temperature, a real gas behaves as ideal. That you have to remember. Very important point is it. Okay. Next, let me see about the. Here we said, you see, a real gas behaves ideal under low pressure and high temperature. Why? The reason is also given here. Under these conditions, you know, very low pressure means volume will be high at given temperature. Low pressure means volume will be high. Which law? It is from Boyle's law. We can see that. Similarly, Charles' law says that V is directly proportional to T. When the temperature is very high, volume will be also very high. Means under low pressure condition or high temperature condition, under these conditions, if any gas is there, it will occupy the more volume. A large volume will be there. So then what happened? The larger intermolecular distance will be there, is it? When the volume increases, because the volume will the gas will expand under low pressure and high temperature. Under these conditions, what happened? The intermolecular distance increase. When the intermolecular distance increase, now there will be no attraction and repulsive forces, means there will be no intermolecular attraction forces. The magnitude of attraction forces, intermolecular attraction forces, becomes approximately 0, so that the gas behaves ideal. That is the reason. So a real gas behaves as ideal under low pressure and high temperature. Next, also discuss this one, deviation from Charles' law. What is Charles' law? That is defined as the volume of the gas is directly proportional to absolute temperature at constant pressure. Or this can be also defined like this, is it? When a temperature of gas is increased or decreased by 1 degree centigrade at constant pressure, then the volume of gas will increases or decreases by 1 by 273 part of its volume at 0 degree centigrade. That is a observation of Charles. So what was the observation of Charles? When the temperature of gas is increased or decreased by 1 degree centigrade at constant pressure, okay, then the volume of the gas will increases or decreases by 1 by 273 of its volume present at 0 degree centigrade. Means here we say alpha is equal to 1 by 273. We are saying alpha is equal to 1 by 273. So for 1 degree centigrade, how much volume will increase? It will increase by V0 by 273. This 1 by 273 is called expansion coefficient. This is another form of Charles' law. Vt is equal to V0 into 1 plus alpha t. Here alpha will be equal to V0 by 1 by 273, because V0 is taken as common. 1 by 273. So this 1 by 273 is called thermal expansion coefficient, or we say it is expansion coefficient. Thermal expansion coefficient or expansion coefficient. Now we can see the value of this alpha for different gases. Under low pressure, that is at 1 atmosphere, hydrogen, in case of hydrogen, 366 into 10 power minus 5, nitrogen 368 into 10 power minus 5, carbon dioxide 372 into 10 power minus 5. They are the alpha value, 1 by 273. But at 50 atmospheres, these values are increasing. For hydrogen 358, nitrogen is 400, and CO2 is 811. Similarly, at 300 atmospheres, it is 358, 358 and 358. Sorry, this may be the somewhat wrong. Is it? Let you omit it. So 50 Kelvin means as the pressure increases, we can see the deviation. More deviation is observed. But actually, what will be the alpha value for ideal gas? It should be 366 into 10 power minus 5. Means at very low pressure, that is 1 atmosphere pressure, the hydrogen and nitrogen as well as CO2 are behaving as approximately ideal. But when the pressure increases here, you see, when the pressure increases, they are exhibiting deviation from the ideal behavior. So this is about the Charles' law, we say. Means when the pressure increases, the thermal expansion coefficient is also increasing. Now, what will be the value of thermal expansion coefficient for ideal gas? It should be 366 into 10 power minus 5. But these gases are not having that much value under high pressure. Is it? This line is omitted. Maybe it may not be correct, is it? Sorry, it is not correct. Next, deviation from Avogadro's law. What is Avogadro's law? Avogadro's law means when two gases are present under same conditions of temperature and pressure and occupying same volume, then they will have the same number of moles. Means equal volume of two or more gases present under same conditions of temperature and pressure will have same number of moles. Means when two gases are 1 mole of molar gases of, for example, if two gases having 1 mole quantity each are present under STP condition, these two gases should occupy same volume. According to Avogadro's law, is it if the gases are present under same conditions of temperature and pressure and they will have this, if they are having the same number of moles, is it P is same, T is same and N is same for two gases. So that what happened? The volume of these gases must be same. You see, under STP conditions for gram molar volume, gram molar volume is measured for 1 mole of gas. Or gram molar volume of the gases measured at STP in liters is like this. In case of hydrogen, 22.7201. In case of nitrogen, 22.6988, 22.6907, and 22.5589, 22.3766 in the case of ammonia. Means these gases are occupying different volumes. They are showing the different gram molar volumes even though they are present under same conditions of temperature and pressure, that is STP conditions. Under STP condition, what should be the volume of the gas? What should be the GMV of a gas, gram molar volume of gas? It should be 22.414 liters. If the pressure is taken in atmospheres, or it should be the 22.71 liters if pressure is taken as 1 bar. Means in standard temperature and pressure, if the pressure is 1 atmosphere, the GMV should be 22.414 liters. Okay, if the pressure is taken as 1 bar, the GMV should be 22.71 liters. So here, all these gases from this table, what we learn, all these gases are exhibiting deviation from real behavior, from ideal behavior. Means all they are the real gases, now we say. Is it like this? The gases are exhibiting deviation from Avogadro's law. Okay, so the gases are exhibiting deviation from Boyle's law and Charles' law and also from Avogadro's law. Means the ideal gas equation cannot be applied to these real gases. What is the ideal gas equation? PV is equal to nRT. That's why in order to apply a gas equation to the real gases, van der Waals derived an equation which is called van der Waals equation of state. PV is equal to nRT. That equation cannot be applied to real gases because they are showing the deviation from Boyle's law, Charles' law and Avogadro's law. That's why now we discuss about the van der Waals equation of state which is applicable to the real gases. Okay, so Dutch scientist van der Waals, he derived an equation of state for real gases by applying appropriate correction to the ideal gas equation. Some corrections were made. In kinetic molecular theory of gases, if you see the postulates of kinetic molecular theory of gases, only we are discussing about the two postulates. Among them, one is the volume of gas molecules is negligible compared to the volume of the gas. One of the postulates, the volume of the gas molecules is negligible compared to the volume of the gas. What is the second? Means we will correct to the volume term and pressure term based on these postulates. What are the postulates? The volume of the gas molecule is negligible compared to the volume of the gas. Second one is there are no forces of attraction between the molecules. is it? So based on these, is it? Based on these, uh, the kinetic and molecular theory of gases may be true for ideal gases, but this may not be true for real gases under high pressure and low temperature. PV is equal to nRT may be true for all ideal gases, but that may not be true for the real gases which are present under high pressure and low temperature. Because at high pressure, what happened? The intermolecular distance decreases, is it? And they are incompressible due to intermolecular repulsive forces. There we can see that. Means when you apply the pressure, what happens? The intermolecular distance decreases. When the intermolecular distance decreases, repulsive forces will operate now. Means volume will be very less. When the volume of the gas is very less, the volume occupied by the gas molecules cannot be neglected compared to the volume of the gas now. The volume of the gas molecules cannot be neglected compared to the volume of the gas. Under which condition? Under high pressure. Same thing will be observed at low temperature, because under high pressure or low temperature, volume will be less. That's why it is necessary to make some corrections for ideal gas equation in order to apply it for the real gas. In order to apply it for the real gas. Is it? What are the postulates taken as basis to make the correction? Two postulates of kinetic molecular theory of gases. One is volume of the gas is negligible compared to the volume of the gas. Second is there are no forces of attraction between the molecules of ideal gas. So the real gases will not follow these two postulates under high pressure or low temperature. That's why we have to make van der Waals made correction to volume term as well as pressure term. Let's see the correction to volume term. What is meaning of ideal gas? What is meaning of volume of the gas? Volume of the gas can be defined as the space available for movement of molecules. The space available for movement of molecules. When the volume is very large under low pressure, what happens? Volume is very large and the intermolecular distance will be more. Is it? Under that condition, the volume occupied by the gas molecule, means the volume of the gas molecules can be neglected compared to the volume of the gas. Volume of the gas molecules can be neglected compared to the volume of the gas. But when a gas is present under high pressure, you see, high pressure, the intermolecular distance will decreases and the volume of the gas becomes less, so that the volume of gas molecules cannot be neglected compared to the volume of gas. Is it? Means when the volume is very less on applying the pressure, in that volume the gas molecules are occupying some space. What is the, how we define the volume of the gas? It is a space available for movement of molecules. But at low volume, very less volume, the volume occupied by the molecules is now not available for movement of molecules. Not available for movement of molecules. So this space has to be deducted, excluded from the volume of the gas. From the volume of the gas. For example, you see this case, it is a container. Now these are the gas molecules. These are the gas molecules, like this is it. At low volume, means under high pressure, what happens? The volume decreases. Let's say, for example, if we keep all these molecules, just as only assumption, imagination, like this together. So all these gas molecules are placed or put together like this. There is no distance or there is no space between the molecule, like that you assume. Mean this is the volume available for movement of the molecules. Is it? Under high pressure, what happened? The volume will be very less, and this volume which is occupied by the molecules themselves cannot be neglected compared to this volume. The volume of the gas molecules occupied by them, this cannot be neglected compared to this volume. Under which conditions? High pressure. So now this volume has to be subtracted to calculate the volume of the gas, because this volume is now available for movement of molecules. This is treated as the volume of the gas. That's why this volume which we are subtracting, which we are excluding, is called excluded volume. Excluded volume. That is the concept, is it? Is it now? Means at under high pressure, the space which is occupied by the gas molecules cannot be neglected. Here you can see under high pressure, the volume of the gas molecule cannot be neglected, and the space occupied by the gas molecule should be excluded from the volume of the gas container, because this space is not available for movement of molecules. Okay, that is the concept you have to see. Next, this excluded volume is calculated like this. Suppose if we assume this is one of the gas molecules which is shown with the yellow colored shading. This is a gas molecule. Around this gas molecule, if we see the volume present at 2r distance, means that the 2r distance, r plus r, 2r distance. Now in this volume, no any other molecule can enter. The center of no any other molecule can enter in this volume. That's why it is due to repulsive forces. That's why this volume is called as excluded volume. This total volume is called as excluded volume. No any other molecules will enter into this. So if you assume a spherical shape around the molecule having 2r distance, no centers of two spheres will approach in this space. Now if we calculate the volume of this sphere, so what is the volume of the sphere? You see, volume of the sphere, if you are calculating, what is the radius of this sphere? Now it will be 2r. So it will be equal to 4 by 3 pi into 2r power 3. What is the formula to calculate the volume of the sphere? 4 by 3 pi r cube. Instead of r, what we are writing here? 2r. So this is the excluded volume given for two molecules. For one molecule, means if you divide it by 2, we get for one molecule, it will be 4 into 4 by 3 pi r cube. 4 into 4 by 3 pi r cube. That will be the excluded value. Means what is meaning of 4 by 3 pi r cube? What is the value meaning of 4 by 3 pi r cube? Here you see this one. It is the volume of one gas molecule. It is the volume of one gas molecule, 4 by 3 pi r cube. So for one molecule, what is the excluded volume calculated? It is 4 into 4 by 3 pi r cube. Means for one molecule, the excluded volume will be 4 times to that of the volume of gas molecule. Is it? What will be the excluded volume? It will be 4 times to that of the volume of the gas molecule. So how we make correction to the volume term? By subtracting, by excluding a volume which is not available for movement of molecules. Now this excluded volume is represented as B. So the excluded volume B for one molecule is equal to, it is 4 into 4 by 3 pi r cube, is it, for one molecule. Like that for Avogadro number of molecule, because we are calculating for 1 mole, now it will be equal to Na Avogadro number into 4 by 3 pi r cube. This 4 into 4 by 3 pi r cube is calculated for excluded volume calculated for one molecule. Like that we are calculating for Avogadro number of molecules. Mean this is the excluded volume given for 1 mole. Now we say it is B. For n moles, the excluded volume will be Nb. For n moles, the excluded volume will be Nb. Is it? So the real volume of the gas molecules, now it will be equal to V minus Nb. V is the volume of the container. From that we are excluding the volume of excluded volume, that is V minus NB. Now how the ideal gas is corrected, you see, after correcting to the volume term, how it becomes P into V minus NB, means we are writing V minus NB instead of V. This is the equation of state after correcting to the volume term. Similarly, let we see the correction for pressure term. Is it clear? So what will be the excluded volume? It will 4 times to that of the volume of the gas molecules. What is the meaning of B? It is the excluded volume for 1 mole. How we are correcting the volume term? By subtracting the excluded volume from the volume of the container. Like that is it. Next you see correction to pressure. You see the correction to pressure. In case of ideal gas, there are no forces of attraction. But in case of real gas, forces of attraction will be present. So how they are showing the effect on pressure, let me see. Here we are observing a container. In this, the red colored shade molecules we are observing. This molecule A is present in the bulk, whereas B is present just beside the wall. And the B molecule is going to collide on walls of container, and A molecule is present in the bulk. Is it? Next, let me see the forces of attraction on these two molecules. In case of A molecule, it is surrounded by other molecules like this. Because of these, the forces of attraction acts around it equally. What we say, the net force of attraction on this molecule will be now 0. The molecule which is existing in the bulk will have the 0 force of attraction. This is a net value. Because the attraction forces are acting in all directions to same extent. But let you observe the molecule which is going to collide on walls of container. This is a wall of container. This molecule is colliding on walls of container. There will be no any other volumes from one side, but we can see the molecules are present in another side. There are no molecules in one side, but in another side we can see the molecules. These are the molecules present in another side. Means these molecules are attracting the molecule which is colliding on walls of container. Or we say these molecules are dragging or attracting this molecule which is going to collide on walls of the container. So that what happened? The speed of the molecule will decreases. Speed of this molecule decreases due to attraction forces. This is attracted by the molecule which are present behind it. Means the speed of this molecule will be reduced. So strength of impulse on walls of container will be also reduced. When the strength of impulse on walls of container decreases, the pressure exerted by this molecule also decrease. That is the force which is exerting on the walls of container will decrease. How can we define the pressure? The pressure is defined as force acting per unit area. Due to decrease in strength of impulse, force will decreases, so that pressure also decreases. This happens because of the attraction forces. If there are no attraction forces, let you assume, if there are no attraction forces, these attraction forces are not there, means this molecule will travel with original velocity and it will collide with the walls of container with the actual strength of impulse. The actual force will be created on the walls of container, and we can see the pressure. The pressure is nothing but the pressure of the ideal gas, because there are no forces of attraction. Because of these attraction forces, the speed of molecule is decreasing, so that the pressure of the gas is also decreasing. Means here one question, if we compare the ideal gas and a real gas where the attraction forces are present, which will exhibit the more pressure? Your answer will be an ideal gas, because there are no forces of attraction in the ideal gas, The molecules will travel with the original speed as expected that of the ideal behavior. But in case of real gas, the speed of molecule will be diminished or reduced due to attraction forces. So P ideal will be greater than P real. P ideal will be greater than P real. They are not equal. In order to make this P real equal to P ideal, some factor has to be added to P real. A factor has to be added to P real. Here you see the intermolecular forces of attraction are negligible in case of ideal gases, but this is not true in the case of real gas. So correction to the pressure term should be carried out by considering these attractive forces. So P ideal is greater than P real. In order to make P real to equal to P ideal, a factor has to be added to the pressure of the real gas. This is the force of attraction is 0 on the molecule that is present in the bulk. Already we have discussed. In case of molecule that approach the walls of container, the force of attraction is not 0. It strikes the walls of container with low speed. What is the reason? Then what? The speed expected without the intermolecular forces. So the strength of impulse on walls of container will be less. So the real gas exert low pressure compared to the pressure of the ideal gas. This is important. You see. The real gas exert low pressure compared to the pressure of an ideal gas. So it is necessary to add a factor to the pressure term to make it equal to the pressure of ideal gas. That's why what we are writing here, you see, P ideal is equal to P real plus small p. P ideal is equal to P real plus small p. Whereas small p is called as a correction factor. We call it as a correction factor. A real gas behaves ideal under low pressure and high temperature we have discussed. Under these conditions, the volume of the gas will become very large and intermolecular distance will decreases. So intermolecular attraction forces also decreases, right? Sorry. Yeah. So P is directly proportional to D square. So we have to small p. This is small p will be this is a correction factor. Small p is directly proportional to T square. What is D? D is the density of gas molecules. D is density of gas molecule. Here we have to consider two types of molecules, densities of two types of molecules in the same gas. What are these types? One type of molecules are the molecule density of molecules which are attracting or dragging back. The density of molecules which are dragging back. Second factor is the density of molecules which are colliding on walls of container. So the correction factor will be directly proportional to densities of these two molecules, types of molecules. One is the dragging molecules. The second is the molecule which are colliding on walls of container. That's why the correction factor P is directly proportional to D square, and we know that D is inversely proportional to V. From these two equations, we say P is inversely proportional to V square, means correction factor is inversely proportional to V square. Is it because it is D square time is there, it becomes 1 by V square, or a proportionality constant is added here, that is A, introduced here A. So correction factor P will be equal to A by V square. This correction factor is given for 1 mole of gas, remember. This is given for 1 mole of gas. So for 1 mole of gas, now we can write P ideal is equal to P real plus A by V square. A by V square. So P ideal is equal to, instead of P real, now we are writing P only. P plus A by V square. For n mole of gas, it becomes Pi is equal to P plus An square by V square. For n mole of gas, it becomes An square by V square. Is it this small p corrected factor? Is it correction factor for pressure? This one. It is called as internal pressure. We call this as internal pressure. What is the equation for internal pressure? An square by V square. So we have corrected the volume term. How we have corrected? By excluding the excluded volume, by subtracting excluded volume. If V is the volume of the real gas, from that we have to subtract NB. Similarly, how we have corrected the pressure term? by adding a factor, because P real is less than P ideal. For the real gas we are adding some factor. Which factor we are adding? It is AN square by V square. Like this, after correcting the pressure term and volume term, we will get P plus AN square by V square into V minus NB, that is equal to nRT. This is called as van der Waals equation of state for n mole of gas. Van der Waals equation of state for n mole of gas, where A and B are called as van der Waals constants. These van der Waals constants are different for different gases. This A and B depends on the nature of the gases. This is about the derivation of van der Waals equation of state, which is applicable to the real gases. Thank you.